My name is Deborah, and this is my first video ever. I wanted to start this journey using YouTube because I'm really bad about writing things down. Even though we have smartphones these days, I still forget to use apps, and so I'm gonna try YouTube. So I have made the conscious decision to um, get the gastric sleeve, and I have gone and I've had to go over it multiple times because as of right now, my insurance will not pay for it because one, I don't weigh enough, and two, because I don't have any of the comorbidities. I've gone to my primary doctor, and I've had all my lab work done, and I am basically healthy except for some low vitamin D. I don't like to go out in the sun apparently. Um, but I'm actually going to be paying for the surgery up front. I see the surgeon for the first time on this Thursday, which will be April 28th, 2016. And go over, all the preliminary work and what's required of me, and everything that goes on in that first consultation. I've been overweight since puberty. I was small. I was, a normal sized child up until I hit puberty. And once puberty came on, boobs came, and so did the weight. I have, right now, I am 234 pounds. And like I said, I'm not, I'm not heavy enough for insurance to pay for it. You have to have a BMI of 40, and mine is only like 38, and I refuse to gain weight just so that insurance will pay for it. That's not healthy to me. I don't see that as being healthy. There's no reason for that. So I would rather pay for it out of pocket and know that I'm doing something for myself, um, for the long run, for life, for my life to be healthy, than to just have an insurance company pay for it because I'm too lazy to you know do the right thing and gain weight just so I can abuse the system. So I have been below 100. I've been in the 100s before. Before I had children, I actually consciously remember getting down to about 180 pounds. But, the weight came back on. Then I had kids, and the weight just stayed on. I think my highest that I got to was 260 pounds. And I mean, I've fluctuated. I've gone down to, about a 215, and then it rebounds back. And that's what I recently got down to, was 215 pounds. And then it just slowly crept back on, back up to 234. And I've tried it all. I've tried the Weight Watchers, and I've tried Nutrisystem, and I've tried the little miracle pills that they're talking about these days with the Garcinia Cambogia or whatever it's called. Um, so I've tried all that stuff, and for me it doesn't work. And I do exercise, and I eat pretty healthy for the most part. I like my vegetables and my fruits and things like that. But it's very hard, and getting out and just carrying the weight around is just very, very hard. So I've consciously made this decision to do this surgery, and it's a life change, and it's something that I've always um, wanted to, not so that I've always wanted to have surgery, but that I've always wanted to get the weight off and keep it off. And I've struggled, I've been a couple of weeks or so, and I've struggled between the lap band versus the gastric sleeve, and I did a lot of research, and I was looking into the lap band at first, and then I was like, wait a second, this has got um, a lot of maintenance, a lot of doctor's visits afterwards, and it's just not something that is for me, because that's, even though I work, so many days a week, just having to go to the doctor nonstop, especially for me, not paying for, not insurance, not paying for it, and me paying for it out of pocket, that's a lot of doctor's visits and a lot of money coming out of my pocket to go and see the doctor afterwards. So, so I figured, the sleeve, not as much maintenance afterwards. You still have to go to the doctor, but it's not as often. Not to get that fill so that you can get the restriction that you need. And apparently, I saw a lot of YouTube videos. They're like, oh, you have projectile burping, and that's just not something that I want to do. So I would rather go through this experience than try to get the band and have that risk of the band eroding into my stomach, or having the scar tissue from having that port under your skin in your abdomen. So that's just, a foreign object into your body. We get foreign objects people get foreign objects every day, whether it be, heart stents, or um, artificial heart valves, or filters to block um, clots, um, from the arteries in your legs to making it to your lungs and your heart, or your brain. So we do get foreign objects in our bodies. I just wouldn't want one that's permanent, that has a risk of eroding, or damaging the stomach, um, um, and then not being able to use it after it has eroded. Um, so And plus, my kids are 9 and 7, and I just want to be able to keep up with them. We go hiking, and we, go on these pretty extensive hikes, and um, climb rocks, and um, you know all this stuff. And I do it. It's just that afterwards, I'm in so much pain from having to carry around so much weight that, I could tweak my back, which I have just recently tweaked my back, and it's very painful um, to, to carry the boobs around, to carry the weight around, and then try to do the hiking. And I love to go hiking, and I love to go kayaking, and I love to do things outside, and um, it's very draining to have to do it, at this type of weight. And I do it, but it's very hard. So I also, um, I think I have a relationship with food, just because when I used to get stressed out, or I turn to food as an emotional um, thing, and I just think that with being able to feel full, and 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 having to limit what I can and can't eat, with the support of other people that have done it, with my family, with the support of my doctors, and my coworkers, I think I would be able to um, um, change my eating habits, for the better, and not feel like when I'm stressed out, I need to turn to food. And I can just turn that into exercise and get moving more and more, and so that I'm not constantly thinking about food. And I drink water all the time as it is now. So that won't be a problem, unless it's a problem where I'm having difficulty keeping it down or getting it in. But I just want to I just want to be healthy, and I think if you follow along with me, I think I'm going to be posting on here on my journey. Like I said, I'll post after I see the doctor and tell what he said, and find some YouTubers that are going through the same, and that way I can get a little bit more support in the YouTube world, as well as my family and the people outside that I actually see every day. So hopefully I've read the complications. I've watch the videos about people with complications, and so that's the very scary part about it is since I am paying out of pocket, having a complication, um, you know my insurance will pay for it, but it has to be at a specific hospital, and so it's very scary to have to pay out of pocket for something that is going to make you better. So but it's also scary that it's not through insurance, and you're having to go about it without and that's an extra payment, so you're having to stay out of work, and you're having to even though you have like time off, you get paid still, but it's not the same type of pay. It's just there are complications there. There are some risks um, that I may have, and so hopefully positive thoughts. This is the road less traveled, however. This is the scary road, but we're going to do this, and we're going to survive it, and we're going to come out on the other end of it, and we're going to be healthier, and we're going to be happier. So I'll post another video after I see the doctor on Thursday, and we'll go from there. So subscribe, follow along with me. I need all the support I can get, and I'll see you next time. Bye.